You've been told that we like to be called a certain word, Latinx. This is simply not true. Reject this woke white nonsense.
Yeah, that works.
I like
All
that
right,
a lot.
okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about tulip?
Back again, here we are, bounding into comics. I actually have an article to play off of this time, ladies and gentlemen. Itepokuian right here with you. Second video of the day. We're talking about Tom Hardy, Venom actor Tom Hardy, of course. We're not talking about Venom. We know they're going to try to make Venom gay, whatever. We don't. Fuck it, let's try to enjoy the movie. Right? Right? Wrong. Then here comes Tom Hardy with this brilliant fucking quote right here. I'm already dropping F-bombs and I'm probably a minute into the video. Venom actor Tom Hardy calls Bane Latinx while discussing the origins of his voice in The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises was absolute shit. The motivations for the characters made no sense. They were just stupid. Everything about that movie, they had some good things, but for the most part, it was just stupid. I didn't like it. After seeing Heath Ledger's Joker, it was very difficult to have Bane as a villain, and Bane was much better portrayed, much more well represented than he was in the 1997 Batman and Robin movie, then played by Jeep Swenson. But this whole, it's not even what he said about the character's origins, more or less how he said it. Let's get into this article. This from J.B. Augustine. Today, there's a strange and long-winded explanation for the voice Tom Hardy employed as Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, and the actor shared an interview clip also involving Andy Serkis. When answering the internet's most burning questions for a segment conducted by Wired and accompanied by actor and Venom Let There Be Carnage director Andy Serkis, Hardy went in depth on how he and Dark Knight Rises helmer Christopher Nolan developed his accent for the traditionally Hispanic character. I think you know where this is going. Hardy utilized the non-traditional descriptor Latinx.
Fuck that puto!
When talking about Bane's background, any comic fan knows. That was actually a really cool choice Chris Nolan made, Hardy said. Bane quintessentially is Latinx in origin, and I'm not. It's not Latinx. He's a man, so we're using the word Latino, just like the Latino and Latina people use to describe themselves. Not what woke-ass white people use to describe them. You fucking pleb, Tom Hardy. Fuck you. Why do you morons wait right before the release of a movie? Like, okay, so like I was up here with excitement for Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. And then it's like Venom's going to have its coming out party. And I'm like, it's probably going to be a small fucking bullshit thing, but they're making a big deal out of it. So the excitement only went down to about here. Now we see Tom Hardy being a fucking cuck and acting like a dumb woke.
He was a retard.
I can call Latinx people these. No, you dipshit.
Bane would be a Latino because he is a man. That is the masculine descriptor. If Bane was a woman, it would be Latina. There, Tom Hardy. I just schooled you, you fucking idiot.
Fuck that puto!
He then revealed his inspiration for the unorthodox voice and delivery was the 1960s-70s bare-knuckle boxer Bartley Gorman, who had been dead for 10 years by the time the film was made. So I looked at the concept of Latin and found a man called Bartley Gorman, who's a Romani gypsy, Hardy continued. The king of the gypsies, in inverted commas, is a bare-knuckled boxer and fighter. So he used a Romani inspiration to come up with a voice for a Latino character. What are we doing here, Tom? This is so much cultural appropriation. Oh my God, Z's, I can't fucking take it. This is just so offensive. Giving a demonstration, he added, and said, doing the Bane-like voice,
When I get into the ring with a man, and we want to wipe you off the face of the earth, and he wants to kill me, and I was like, this is great.
I don't know. That's, if you could understand any of that shite. That's basically what Tom Hardy sounded like. I don't know. I don't get how that is proper representation for a Latino character. Hardy went to Nolan and gave him the choice of doing a sort of Darth Vader voice. straight, just neutral tone villain voice, or going with the Gorman voice. Nolan approved of the latter, and the rest was nearly history. Before that happened, Hardy wanted Nolan to consider the roots and origins of Bane, or else they might have gotten laughed at for what they attempted or regret it. He says, "No, I think we'll go with it." And that was that, Hardy recalled. And we played with it and made it a bit more fluid, and now people love it. The Dark Knight Rises Bane accent has become legendary in its own right, even if it has its share of detractors, and is an easy target for mockery. I don't know what you're talking about.
There ain't no fluff here.
But it took some practice and redubbing before the muffled cadence was considered passably intelligible for theatrical release. But that was then, and this is now. Bane's national origins are a bigger hurdle for people sensitive about representation, usually white Hollywood elites or actors like Tom Hardy, who will push the term Latinx when Latinos largely do not use it. Latinx wasn't in the cultural lexicon, and neither were qualms about Bane's background being a stumbling block for how certain audiences view or identify with him. They weren't there in 2012 when The Dark Knight Rises came out, in 1997 when Batman and Robin was released, or in the early 90s when Nightfall first hit shelves. I'm not losing any sleep over this, don't get me wrong, but you've got to admit this is just funny. Like, why are you doing this right before your movie comes out? Do you not think that Latinos and Latinas like the movie unless the actor comes out and says some dumb shit, if they're a white person, and says some dumb shit and virtue signals? Like, you know they find that insulting, that level of pandering, right? Pretty much the same way the black community feels when they're pandered to by you woke white idiots. They look at you like you're a moron. Like you are an inept, mentally stunted moron. You're basically talking to these communities as if they're children with no comprehension levels. And even children have comprehension levels greater than what the woke white Hollywood idiots seem to be able to muster up with their collective hive mind brain power, which is dead as a frickin' dead de-energizer battery out of a 1986 boombox. It's dead. There's no common sense. This is stupid. It's especially stupid considering that Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage is opening in 2 days, and you're making these asinine statements. Tom Hardy, think about that. And you folks at home, think about joining us tonight at 8:35 Eastern when Jennifer Thomas joins myself, Nick Utam, and my brother Tony ToneDef for an evening of discussion about everything she's got going on project-wise. Looking forward to having her back on as a guest. Join me tomorrow morning where we'll recap the show, talk about any breaking news overnight for the Mornings with the Place to Be reviews, and also Friday morning for Mornings with the Place to Be reviews. But until then, it's your turn to opine. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And also, don't forget, slap that like button for me. If I have, and today's the day that I've earned it, please press that red button, subscribe to the channel. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tepo, Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.